So I'm here with Thomas, and I'm here with Tiny Lee. How you doing, Lee?
Yeah, not
you
bad.
Good stuff. We're going to do a card trick, and it uses a pack of cards, obviously. Do me a favour, Lee. You can check. You can see they're all there, and they're all different, right?
Yep.
Good stuff. We'll give them a shuffle before we start, and I'm going to try and do something amazing, but it involves having a mystery card. And a mystery card is a card that you don't know the identity of. I don't know the identity of. It's basically a mystery to you, me, and everyone else. Now, here's how we're going to pick it. You're going to cut the deck somewhere in the middle. It's up to you where. I don't really care. When you cut the cards, turn them face up and put them back on top of the pack. Face up. Wonderful. And it's very impressive that you did that one-handed. Very good. I'm going to go through for the first face down card and put it right there. Okay. That is going to be our mystery card. We're going to get back to that a little bit later on, but please make sure I don't touch it. Notice it's out of my reach. Can't get to it. Now, Thomas, you're going to pick a card, and you can take any one you want to. You're going to write your name on it, so maybe one with a bit of white space. Okay. And
go with that one.
The two of spades.
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay, fantastic. If you could write your name on there, that would be brilliant. And then potentially put your bank account number and sort code. That would be that'd be good as well. You can do whatever you want to do. Is that good? And he writes thomasmaloney.co.uk. Wonderful, wonderful. Always there for a cheap plug. Right, so that card is unique to you. It's the only card in the world with that URL on. Now, I want you to watch, Lee, very, very carefully. The card goes, well, it goes about halfway down, right? Can you see that? Yep. And you can push it in yourself for me if you want to. There you go, it goes about halfway down. Now, this is the trick. The idea is to have that card magically rise all the way up through the other cards and end up on top of the pack. Now that is a pretty good trick, but there's a problem with the trick, and the problem, simply put, is I've got a deck of 52 playing cards. That's one card out of 52 cards. So how do I make it easier for you to follow? Well, the way to make it easier to follow is to reduce the amount of cards. Instead of having 52 cards, we'll reduce the amount of cards we're doing to the smallest possible components, which is 3, a top, a middle, and a bottom. You cannot get any less cards than 3. The rest of the cards we're not even going to use. So watch. With 3 cards, the concept is still the same. Thomas's card, the 2 of spades, has to come to the top. Now it starts off right there at the bottom. You put the other cards on top and you just wait a split second, and when you do, that card comes straight up to the top of the pack. Now maybe you missed that, so I'll do it again for you. You literally take that card and you put it right there on the table. You put the other ones on top. You wait a second and that card comes right there to the top of the pack. Now some people say that they see that card going in the middle, and the reason is that card really is going in the middle. They see me pushing it in there, and yet they're convinced that it always comes to the top of the pack, and that's because it does. Now I could keep doing this over and over again. I would keep doing this, Lee, until it made Tom smile, which could take literally forever. But here's the problem. The reason Tom isn't as impressed as you is because he thinks he knows how it works. You see, he thinks that every single one of these cards is the same. He thinks that this card is the same, this card is the same, and this card is the same. Because if they were all exactly the same, that would make sense. Because then when I put that card down on the table and I put these on top, that card coming to the top of the deck would make sense, right? Because they're all the same. But I wouldn't do that. There's no way I could have 3 perfect duplicates of Tom's card. That's not how it works. So the question then becomes, how does it work? Well, I'll tell you. You see, it's a trick. These cards are very special. What's special about them is if I snap my fingers, you can see that this card has a back on both sides. This card has a back on both sides, and this card has a back on both sides. That's right, all 3 of these cards have a back on both sides. So the question is, if these cards have just got backs on both sides, which they do, the question then becomes, where's your card? Well, here's the thing. We put this mystery card here from the very beginning. I've been nowhere near. I'm not going to touch it right now. I'm just going to use my little cards with backs on both sides to pick it up. And I'll bring it all the way over here to you, and you can take that card out and you can look at it and you'll see that's your card. These have got backs on both sides. You can look at those, and that is nothing short of a miracle.